What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 50K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
You and Soulja Boy had a beef. And now you mentioned about on MSG that he came out, you end up falling on him, and you guys have patched up relationship. How were you able to get past that?
Cause when you're young, you do a lot of dumb stuff. We never had beef. Beef is serious. That's like street, right? We were racing on whose Lambo is the fastest. I got a Murcielago. Mine is $300,000 more. You got the Gallardo.
Shit.
Bull. You know what I'm saying? And we look at it now. We laugh. We get money together. We do shows together. We have a show in the works together as we speak.
I like that.
That's my dog, man. I just feel like life is too short. I learned that from Snoop. I watched Snoop fix so many relationships with people that he had real issues with. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if Snoop can overcome that, I can too. Like I love life. I love going outside. I love going into these cities where they say, "Be careful." I'm like this. You tell that to that other before they come to town.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry nothing about but screaming women chasing me. I'm cool. I love life. I don't want to beef with nobody.
Right.
I don't want to.
And I ain't giving up that kind of vibe.
I ain't giving up that vibe. I'm the vibe where everybody want to be around. He the ladies' man. He got the vibes. He's safe. He's fun. He's gonna curate the energy, and that's who I want to be. I want to be the ball of light that everybody can come to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love watching people have fun. I love watching people smile. That's my thing. I love to do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Your catalog. Would you ever sell your catalog?
If the money was right.
No.
If the money was right.
You get up off it.
No.
And make a
How much we talking?
100 mil.
They can have it tomorrow. They can have it today. Today. And I'm gonna make sure we set up a business in Nevada or Jersey. Just get that taxes on that money.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I want all of it. I want every Florida too. I know the states. You do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on streaming? Because I've heard some people say, "Oh, I make a bag doing streaming." I heard some people say, "Man, I ain't getting but 30,000."
Hold on. Before we go on streaming, man. So obviously, as you can see, if y'all don't remember the Bow Wow and Soulja Boy beef, or if you wasn't even familiar with it, oftentimes it's like you would take what you see on the internet and run with it. And this stuff wasn't even nowhere near as serious as people made it out to be. The internet took it, twisted it, and they threw it back at y'all, and people was like, yo, this is crazy. They gonna really go crazy over each other. Like,
And
beefing.
siding who they want to side
Beefing. But it's really not, like you said, it's more street to it than anything when it's beef involved. But for them, it was just industry stuff, like cars. Money.
What?
This type of randomness, like.
It wouldn't even made 106 in Park News.
Bro.
Back in the day.
Heard that.
But I'm interested to hear his opinion on this next topic. Though.
I am too.
Because it has been very interesting to see our celebrities. Y'all know how I feel about celebrities. Like, I wish it was like back in the day where we really didn't hear what was going on unless it was like TMZ breaking a story or media takeout or what was the other one? I don't know, like the shows like MTV News and things like that.
Yeah.
I miss those times where our celebrities didn't feel like they had some level of privacy.
Their privacy was in it, yeah.
Yeah, so when we did hear something about them, it was like, whoa, wow, you know. I like to hear what they think about streaming and just content creation today because they didn't have it this easy.
I mean, but you gotta understand the turn that radio took, music took, and even the industry itself and how the sound of it took. It's not for them as it used to be. The 90s literally has its own vibes. The 80s has its own vibes.
Yeah.
So when they're trying to keep up with the wave, there's not a lot of people that's going to still want that style of music. You got to change yourself a little bit, your tone, your sound. So now that the industry's open for, streaming and other platforms where celebrities can sit down on there and just be themselves.
And make their own money.
Without
a big house.
Exactly.
Not
right?
house, but I'm talking about big power.
Not even that, like MTV Cribs, right? You go in there and see their crib and whatnot. But now they get this new platform where they get to be themselves. It kind of takes away from the privacy that we like to see them have. Because now we're all in their business. Right. But at the same time, people like that.
Right.
People want to be in their business.
What I do like about it for them is that they can make their own money.
Oh,
regardless
100%.
if they, like some of them, some of the people that I watch, they partner with, they're produced by KIN. I think it is. But they can choose to make their money on their own.
Yeah.
If they don't want that type of partnership or production.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I like that.
It's like Shannon going from football to, I don't know his whole history, so don't try to correct me if I'm wrong, but from football to sports, you know, TV sports, and now he's on his own YouTube streaming platform. It's no different.
Yeah, more than one podcast too.
Yeah,
Hey, you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on streaming? Because I've heard some people say, "Oh, I make a bag doing streaming." I heard some people say, "Man, I ain't getting but 30,000, blah blah." But yeah, I'm not making no money. What are your thoughts on streaming?
Nah, if you can curate them streams and people are that's some serious money behind that.
Really?
Oh yeah, you talking about? Think about this. Even with just YouTube and different things, just monetizing the things that cats are into. These are monthly checks that go out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if a kid is on distro court and he's looking at his numbers, you can see how much money you make.
Right.
And it's going to tell you the date, where it's going out, where it's going to your account. So if you done ran up, got a whole bunch of streams, TikTok blowing up, you got a hit. You imagine being 16, 17-year-old, and it's say $788,000 about to come to your account tomorrow?
Yep.
All because of a song you done did in your mama bed, like in your bedroom in your mama house?
Right. You good.
What? And to collect that dough every month? Or even if you stream live and the hits, when people be dropping them, that stuff be adding up. It can get crazy. There's some guys on there that probably make $1 million a month just off of streaming and doing what they do. No cap.
Wow. If I'm not mistaken, I think Hov ghost wrote for you. Where are you on ghost writing? Because a lot of people have different thoughts on.
Yeah, I wish Jay did write for me, so I can say that. I wish he did. He never did.
He
though.
did.
I wish he did.
Right.
That would be bragging rights. But
where are you on this, bro?
ghost writing to me, honestly, it don't matter. I think the fans don't care. I think once it's produced and it's out, people gonna take it and make it how they make it.
But people only feel a certain type of way ghostwriting for MCs.
Correct. R&B singers don't. Nope. It don't
people
work.
ghostwrite for Beyonce
All the time.
Mariah,
The Dream. Yep.
Michael. People go
all the time.
Nobody had a problem with it. It's only with MCs.
Yeah.
Why is it?
I think because it's just the competitive nature. I think that's just what I think the forefathers of hip hop, they laid that down. There was no thing as a songwriter for a rapper, right? You come from the hood, you telling your story. Who knows your story better than you?
Right.
Why aren't you speaking it? Why aren't you jotting it down? You know what I mean? So for me, I had to learn how to write. And a lot of rappers don't know how to write.
Right.
They can rap their ass off, but they don't even know how to format it into a record. It's tough. The hook can be 12 bars. Some people don't even know how to count bars. They don't know how to count them. And it's the simplest thing in the world. And I know for me, it bothered me because I come from that cloth. I come from that era. I come from hip hop. And Jermaine, I didn't know earlier if he didn't let me write because he didn't trust me. But I think I was too young and he knew exactly what I needed to say.
Right.
And as I watched him and cats like T.I. write, it made me a better writer. And it turned me into a beast with my own pen. So now I don't need nobody in the studio with me. Now I might call on some cats for, like if I'm in the booth, I might say, what y'all hearing? Like y'all hearing anything? Like what y'all hearing? Y'all,
that is good.
What y'all feeling? And they might say something. Okay, I'm going there with it then. All right, bet. Give me a guy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that he mentioned that you want to have people around you that's going to critique you and critique you comfortably. You know what I'm saying? They want to give you some feedback that's going to make you think more, judge, or either erase the entire thing and say I'm gonna do it over comfortably. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have that around you, oftentimes you're more skeptical about what you put out because you don't have nobody there to say if it's really good enough.
Right, and you don't want everybody in the room to say, "Oh yeah, that sound good," and then you put it out and the fans are like, "What?"
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah, and not to say that you don't think it's good enough, because I feel like everybody is going to put out work that they do believe in. But when you like knowing that you're going to have an international sound that's going to really hit the world, you want that type of attention, you're going to have somebody in your corner that's going to have to say yes and no sometimes.
Right. I do agree with what he said about he's cut from a different cloth because it was not acceptable. It's still not acceptable. Okay, look how we all get when what's his name, Jacquees? Jacquees, whatever his name is, when he remixed the people's songs, and that's R&B. We like R&B, right? But you know, the artists don't like when he do that.
I don't know, cause like I'm gonna say, like stop touching our classics.
Yeah. Oh please.
Leave our classics alone, just a little bit. I like some of them, but y'all they be watering it down.
Their whole catalogs is remix of the old classic. If you can't do it better than them, don't do it. If you can't do what our greats have done that made us forget that they wasn't even the original person to do the song, please leave it alone. Please, please, please. But I was gonna say, cause you imagine, okay, so I'm gonna say it a little different because I'm a woman, right? Mm-hmm. But you're a man. Mm-hmm. But remember back in the day, they had the beef between, I don't know if this was an international beef or it wasn't a beef. It was more along the fans. And I know this was a Louisiana thing. Let us know if this was in other places too, but I can only speak about Louisiana at that time. In the early 2000s when it was, for us, it was Bow Wow versus Romeo. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine us finding out that Bow Wow or Romeo had a ghostwriter? Baby, just think about the playground.
Yeah.
I don't like him because he don't even write his songs.
Yeah, he would have had more strikes against him then. Mm-hmm. Sure would.
Ready. I'm locked. But I think everybody has a little help in the studio. Everybody has some help in the studio. Absolutely.
You signed with Cash Money, with Lil Wayne, Nicki, Drake, Birdman. How did that come about?
When I left Columbia, because of what I went through with them and with Jermaine and all of that, and I felt like I really wasn't getting the attention from the label that I wanted, I called Stunner and I was like, yo, I'm a free agent. And I'm like, I don't trust the majors. Like, I just, I'm comfortable being with people that I know and that I'm comfortable with. And if it's not Jermaine, if it ain't a Snoop, me and Stunner, we always had a cool relationship. And it was on fire. And I'm like, yo, throw me in the fire, man. Just come grab me, bro.
Right.
I remember that.
He said, you for real, Weezy? You for real, Wizzle? You heard me? You're free? I said, I'm free as a bird. Come get me. Came and got me. Made it happen. And I was comfortable there. And I had a great time being there with Stunner and being over there at Cash Money. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Slim, his brother. Watching Wayne work. Me and Wayne work ethic is like so identical when it comes to that studio. I would spend 3 days straight in there, no shower, I'm in the same clothes, getting to it. Go drop the record off the Wayne room. Wayne is one of the coldest, most reliable guys when you need a verse. He's gonna do it right there on the spot and walk it right back over to your room. I loved my time at Cash Money. Had a chance to live in Miami, move to Miami. I always had a crib in Miami for 8 years, but that made me really like relocate. So I left Atlanta and moved to my condo in Miami. That was, you already know, South Beach was a time. But I had a lot of fun. And the energy that was coming into Miami around that time, I went there, then Broncos. On top of that, YMCB, we on fire. So the city was just, you wanted to soak up that energy. And being in Miami at that time, that's where the energy was.
But you didn't release an album.
Nope. We released 2 records. I released a record with Wayne called Sweat, and I released another single with T-Pain. But never had a chance to put out a full project. But we did 2 joints, and I did some joints for some other artists. Yeah, and then I did some records with some other artists too that was on Young Money. Yep. And
then you ended up signing. You signed with Diddy for a while once you left there.
When I left there, didn't sign with Puff, but I did. It was more of like a management type of thing.
Okay.
With his guys, it was more that because that was around the time where I was learning from him, and I just needed that. I once again somebody that I could trust, somebody I knew who knew the game and had my best interest. I was never gonna sign with him, but that the management side of things, I was gonna let them rock with that. But we did.
Yeah, and that's why you gotta put some respect on Jermaine Dupri name and the whole group, Social Def and whatnot. It's like because they really mold him to have this respect that he needed to receive from people. Because if he was just any other artist who probably didn't get the ins and outs of the industry when he was coming up, he would have went with anybody. He would probably just did whatever he wanted to do without looking for morals out of people. So he went into the industry looking for the ones that was going to really cater to what he's used to and not just going to any record label just because he able to get into it. I mean, he's Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? He could have been anybody he wanted. Right.
And it seems like he went to all of the greats except for Master P. Like Snoop, Cash Money. Where he came from? Jermaine Dupri.
Well, you got
Puff.
No limits, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Never really dive into it deeply. It was just really like a thing in the air, really.
You got a new song, if I'm not mistaken, with Chris Brown called "Use Me." How did you and Chris Brown? How did that collab come about?
Brown, like you playing, like you out here selling out arenas, and you ain't got like what you doing? You gotta compete, man. You competing,
right?
I'm like, nah, I'm on my legacy right now. Like I'm on my legacy thing, and I'm doing what Kiss and Madonna and them do. I ain't gotta drop nothing. I can just go.
Right.
Like, yeah, but you still you still young, bro.
Right.
We all
Still
still look good. Like, you got to drop. Man, I don't wear none of that. You doubting yourself. You scared. And you need a friend like that to tell you. You know what I mean? And I told him, I said, all right. I remember this conversation vividly. And you know, when you friends, you can admit stuff to your friend. I said, I need you. Straight up. In order for me to get my blessing, I feel like I ain't gonna get it if I ain't being real with you. You my dog, you my dog. I need you. I'm coming to you as a friend saying I need you. What you need, bro? I need your blessing on the record. My man said, you get the record, I got you. Hitmaker send me the song. I did it. I said, this is a no-brainer. Hit says only one person you gotta put on it, you know who it is. And you know what you're gonna have to go through. You have to go party. You have to go play basketball. You have to go sit on that house. You have to be around all the graffiti. You gotta stay over his house and don't leave. Yeah. You know your boy. I'm like, man, that's exactly what happened. But he was a man of his word. He cut the record right there in the crib. We did it in the studio, the same room you guys was in. Cut the record right there and did it with no problem. And man, like I feel like that's what a real homeboy supposed to be. When you need something, you're supposed to lift me up, gang. Like, I'm cooking, but I'm trying to get spicy hot. Bring me up, and he did that.
Is it the relationship? You were a teen star. He was a teen star. Both you kind of know what it's like to be teen stars. You both lived in that world.
Yep.
Is that kind of how the relationship and why the relationship is what it is?
Yeah, and because it's real. And Brown will tell you, you know, like he's always saying it's so weird, but he's like, man, I learned this from Bow. Everything y'all see me do, I got this from Bow. And y'all don't understand. He was the first person to put it on me. He showed me all this. And it's true, but I'm humble. So I'll be like, I ain't gotta say it all the time. Like, you ain't gotta say it in front of everybody every time. Right. Like, this is why I move like this, because Bow was perfect. It was Bow. I used to have 20 girls. That's why so it's like, it's not even a little brother. It's you know, that's just my dog. That's my brother. He know I got his back. I know he got mine. And you know, it is a lot of similarities with us, like, you know. And, yeah, that's my man. That's my dog.
How similar are Breezy and Usher? Want to join Club Shay Shay?
Can't end on a question like
that. They
did
the same thing with Chris Brown and Michael Jackson. They were trying to see who is the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown is dope, bro. Like, dude's amazing in his craft. But, you know.
Just different era.
Different era. Yeah,
definitely. All right, y'all. Let us know if y'all want more of this. We hope you guys enjoyed it with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.